Hey everybody, this is Andy here, aka Montolio, playing Magic Eternal, and we're here for a classic daily event on April the 26th, and we are playing Bant Fish. And this is 2 weeks in a row I've run into my good buddy and clanmate Cronin in round 1, which is really quite annoying to have to play against him because one of us is starting the round 0-1, and that's not really where we want to be. So regardless, we are going to hold this hand, and even though it's not ideal because we can't cast the Hierarch, I still think we keep it and hope we can jam a Stoneforge Mystic. Last week, Josh was playing Super Friends, lots of Planeswalkers, so let's see if we can draw a forest here. And we did. Okay, so this is pretty good if we can get this into play. And I think we're just going to go for a basic here. I don't know really what he's playing, so we don't want to walk into anything like a wasteland. Now, we do have to watch out for a mana drain here. We could very easily get stuck on... I mean, we can't hide from a mana drain, really. It would be most unfortuitous, but we can't sit back and hide from it. Yeah. So that's really lucky for us. Another possibility is here he may be holding a Toxic Deluge in his hand. Josh has pronounced his love for that card, so be a little bit of a blowout if he's got one, but not the end-all be-all. And if we draw a blue source here, or a blue card, I should say, then we are able to get a Force of Will to back up our play. Unfortunately, Swords to Plowshares is probably very bad against him, so it's almost like we've mulled 2 cards here. But this is presuming that we know what Josh is playing, and Josh is known to mix it up a fair amount, so we won't call them dead cards yet. So he's thinking long and hard about what he wants to brainstorm here. So it'll be interesting to see if we get hit with a Deluge here. Yeah, it looks like we are. That or a Jace the Mind Sculptor. I think he could play Mana Crypt or something like that. Or a Sol Ring if he has another land. Okay, so he is definitely playing artifacts. Could this be his Mind's Desire deck? That would be really bad for us if it was. Okay, Jace. So yes, we are seeing a Jace. So we're going to get our Stoneforge bounced here, unfortunately. Okay, he's just brainstorming. Which is just fine because, of course, we can't kill it, right? Next turn. But that doesn't bode well for us. The only way this ends up working well for us is if we draw something like a Qasali Pride Mage or another Noble Hierarch, allowing us to boost our Stoneforge strong enough to kill it, which would be the ideal play here. And we didn't quite get there, so I think we don't do anything. I think we hold up Force of Will and we attack in. Unfortunately, we can only get the Jace for 1 that way, but still hold up Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, I think that's the ideal play. Yeah, let's do that. Far from ideal, but gotta do what we gotta do here. And Jace is definitely laughing at that. He's not too worried. Now the question is, are we going to be exposed to another Planeswalker? Which is very possible. Okay, so could we be fighting a Vault Key here? That would be most unfortuitous. But if he does cast one, we'll be very grateful that we held back that Force of Will instead of playing the Trigon, because we'd just be outright dead here. Yeah, looks like we're going to be seeing a Vault or a Time Vault here. Okay, so what he's doing is very smart play. He's digging for counter magic. And really the best line of play for us here is to draw something like a Spell Pierce. Okay, Spell Pierce is looking a lot worse here. Now we're exposed to the Mana Drain. If he can cast the Time Vault and still have up Mana Drain, which is pretty bad for us, but not much we can do about that. Okay, so Tezzeret is pretty bad for us. Yeah, Tezzeret's pretty bad. I pretty much feel like we have to let that resolve. We do have the 2 Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, so he's digging. He's going +1, which is just fine. Okay, so he found an artifact, which is pretty good. Okay, so we're going to get a Batterskull into play here and definitely kill one of his Planeswalkers. The question is which one? I think we're just going to hit Jace. I mean, Jace is... They're both bad for us. I think I am going to kill Tezzeret here. And I'm going to hit Jace the Mind Sculptor for 1. And unfortunately, we do not have a counter spell here, which is really bad for us. But if we play the Trigon, that is. And I guess we just... Do we jam that Trigon? That's the question. I don't think we can. I think we've got to play smart here. Time Vault just outright kills us, and we don't want to walk into a Vault Key here. He's got a lot of mana. Unfortunately, that was a really tough decision, and I'm not sure that it was correct. Yeah, this is problematic here. Because he's going for the vault key, or the time vault, and he's going to Jace the Mind Sculptor for it, and of course he's just going to jam it. So we just really have to hope that he does not have a counterspell here. Or that if he does, it's something like a Spell Pierce or a Daze. Well, here she goes, guys. I suspect this is going to be the game either way, whoever wins this war here. Okay, so he's got a hard cast Force of Will here. That does not bode well for us. No. So there we go. That's game one. And we're going to take a peek at his deck here. Josh is probably not going to much like this, but I'd like to see what we're dealing with and how he's going to kill me. If he's just going to ultimate here, that's fine. Well, let's take a look and see what we're dealing with. I know this is boring for you guys that are watching this, but sometimes you got to do this. Take a little bit more time to figure out what we're dealing with. Although we've got the premise down that he's a Tez and a Jace build. And we do have some game against this type of deck. We've got a lot of artifact kill. And we also have one Stony Silence, which just really will hurt his deck a lot. So that might have been a mistake on my part. Now in hindsight, I think we should have probably killed the Jace and let the Tezzeret live, because we knew we could have killed the Tezzeret next turn and dealt with a 5/5. So that was probably an error on our part. So I think we're going to see a Tinker here for a Jace, or for a Blightsteel Colossus would be my guess. Okay, so it's got Ashok. Alright, so this is why we're waiting around, so we can take a look and see what we're playing against. You can't cast Ashok, of course. And Stoneforge Mystic he cannot cast. Okay. Oh, evidently colored mana does not matter. I mean, we're not worried about our Batterskull or anything like that here. I mean, that's just fine. Solly Pride Mage. We'll make him kill us the hard way here. And I strongly suspect Josh is not too happy with me making him play it out here, but I gotta do what I gotta do here, and that is not good for me. So we're on a pretty quick clock now. May as well get rid of one of those now, or try to anyways. Mana drain, that's fine. Well, I guess we'll do it again. Just got another one, so be it. Okay, Josh has got all the counter spells here. All right, so come this far, we're going to make him finish it. All right, so Josh won the game one here. So, I mean, this is a difficult call here. I mean, Stony Silence is going to come in for sure. I think there's some number of Katakis that can come into play, which are solid. We don't really want Umezawa's Jeet. I mean, maybe we just want all our Katakis. I mean, Kataki's quite solid against what he's trying to do with his artifacts. Knight of the Reliquary is not superb, but it does do big damage. SDP, probably going to keep a couple of these. And Tarmogoyf I probably will just go down on here. I think that's where we're going to go here. You know, we could bring an Energy Flux. I'm just not sure how much an Energy Flux is going to do in this match. You know, at least Kataki can beat down, so well, let's try this. Let's see how it goes. This is not a very powerful hand, but I am going to keep it. The three brainstorms are pretty good. Hopefully Josh will give us a bit of a break by taking a mulligan. No. Okay, well, let's get try and jam our Hierarch anyways. And, I mean, we've got to get some pressure on this guy, so. Well, that was a nice draw. So let's see if we can get a blue source here, and yeah, we're probably just going to get blue-white, I think. And we'll jam our Tarmogoyf. And I don't Do I want to attack here? No. I'll cast a Brainstorm at the end of his turn. Brainstorm here myself. Okay. That's pretty reasonable. Yeah, I think I'll put the Wasteland on top. And we'll try and jam the Stony Silence here next turn. And yeah, I don't think he's gonna. Well, now he might have a mana drain here, but he's got no artifacts. Let's just attack anyways. You know, like, we've got pressure on him here, so I don't see any reason to really do anything. And, you know, if he plays an Ashok or something like that, then so be it. Okay, so he's got the Deluge here. This is what he's going to do. Toxic Deluge. So hopefully he only pays 3 life. And the sorcery will pump my Tarmogoyf up to a 4. Almost rest assuredly he would see that, but it's an honest mistake. We've all made it. Okay, Grim Monolith is just fine. You know, we've got a reason now to actually try and get to the... Now here's the thing, do I try and get rid of my Brainstorm here? I don't think so. I think it's better to have the insurance in hand. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's do this. And I think we're going to try and cast the Stony Silence here. See if we can get that through. This could meet a Force of Will. Nope. So we're probably, this could be an Ashok we're seeing. We'll see what his loyalty is. Oh, it's a, yeah, so he's done a Toxic Deluge here, and he only did it for 3. Okay, guys, so we're going to gamble. I'm going to let this through. I think my Tarmogoyf lives. Yeah, it does. So it's a 1-2. And probably should have Brainstormed with my Hierarch there, but... So that was a bit of a blunder by Josh, but... oh, Strip Mine's a nice one, too. I'm gonna take it. Here's the thing. He could play a Liliana next turn. Not if I strip him, though. I think I'm gonna put Misstep back and play a Strip Mine, strip him, and play a Hierarch. It's probably pretty reasonable. Yeah. Not perfect, but I guess we'll get this guy into play, and hopefully it's enough. We can get him next turn. Okay, so he's digging. I think that's fine. All right, so we got there. So Stony Silence was really good for us. Well, let's go in, and this is a reasonable hand. We've got some significant disruption. The Spell Pierce should be good here, as well as the Misstep and Force, but Spell Pierce is pretty solid. I'm fine with that. I really am. I mean, I know he's got artifacts that he can really get that key moving, but we're going to try and counter those. Hopefully he doesn't drop a Time Vault on us and have more counter magic than we do. That would be slightly problematic. So we haven't seen any Wastelands out of him. I think I'm just going to gamble a little bit here with my duels. I feel like we probably should start getting some pressure on him here. It may be incorrect to do this, but I'm gonna try. Could have very well waited till next turn, but yeah. And so we're probably going to be up against a Jace the Mind Sculptor here, which is unfortunate because we do have that Spell Pierce. So this could be a really big blowout for us here if Ashok. Oh, okay. I don't think we can let Ashok get in here. I really don't. I think we've kind of got to counter this. And, oh, he's floating a mana. He's floating a mana, that tricky guy. So if he's got Time Vault, we just die. What does this say? Huh. Do we let this go? Because what if he's got a Time Vault here? We just die. But can we beat this thing? I'm not convinced we can. I think this thing goes up +2. It's going to be very difficult for us to beat this. I think we just got to do it. Now the next question is, do we use Pierce here, or... I mean, if he's got a Flusterstorm, I think we're screwed. If he's got a Pierce here, I'm in trouble. But the Pierce is so much stronger next turn. Well, don't know what's correct here. I'm going to gamble on the future here and hope that I can get through this next, well, hopefully I can get through this turn. Yeah, he's got a Force, so he's got Ashok, and there's not much I can do about that. But he's got one card in hand, and he got True Name Nemesis, which is really, really bad for us. Unfortunately, and there's not much we can do about that. So I guess I'm just going to get a Tarmogoyf out here and hold up Spell Pierce. I think next turn he's just going to cast True Name Nemesis, play True Name Nemesis. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess I sped through my turn and I just gave him a Vault Key. So if he plays a land here, we're just dead. So we got really lucky there. And unfortunately we cannot get through Ashok here, or through the True Name, so we're not in terrible shape here. Unfortunately we can't get through the True Name this turn, but Stoneforge Mystic is a pretty good draw for us. The thing is I think we kind of have to do the Knight right now, because the Knight will be able to attack Ashok next turn, whereas the Stoneforge Mystic will not be able to do that. So I think that's got to be our plan. And I am going to attack. There's no reason not to. And if for whatever reason he doesn't block, then we got Ashok. Okay, so he's exiling. He's gone up to 4. So we are going to get Ashok this turn, as long as he doesn't play another creature or Toxic Deluge us. Okay, so he's brainstorming, which is fine. And if he doesn't do anything here, I think we've got a shot at a good shot at this. I'm not going to crack the fetch until I see that I don't draw a Brainstorm. Okay, so we got another Knight of the Reliquary. And I'm not even going to fool around here. I'm just going to go and get something. A Tundra, I guess. And we are going to double attack Ashok. Okay, so that is pretty good for us. I guess I will play another Knight of the Reliquary here, and you know, we've got the backup of the Stoneforge Mystic if need be. Oh, Mana Drain, wow. Okay, pretty good, I have to admit. Hopefully he does not draw one of his big Planeswalkers. Land would be fine. Now, what I could do here this turn, okay, he's got Ashok. Nice, good for him. Can't actually kill Ashok either if he ramps up. Unless I draw a land that I can sack. So Wasteland would be solid, or any type of fetch here. And you got a Noble Hierarch, which is just fine. So Josh is really hanging around here. Oh, great. So this is a little bit high risk doing this because of Toxic Deluge, but I feel like we've kind of just got to go for it here. He's at 16 life. We don't have a ton of... and yeah, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go after... actually, even a Jace the Mind Sculptor is not that bad for us right here. Unfortunately, I cannot target that. I do think I just attack in here. You know, if he rips a Jace, then, well, there's not much we can do about that. I mean, I could have attacked him with the Stoneforge there for the extra damage and just hard cast Batterskull, but what we don't want to see here is a Jace the Mind Sculptor. And because we didn't go after his land, oh, he got Tez, okay. Which is fine. Just going to animate his guy here. And we're going to Swords to Plowshare it. And we're going to kill it. Okay. Now, we're going to go after Tez, and we're going to plow it. I think I have to actually, yeah, I think I just go for his throat here. I mean, attack Cronin, attack Tez, attack Cronin. Yeah, that's the way to do her. Oh, he can keep his Tez alive this way, but he just about dies if he does. Let's brainstorm and see if we can find a counter spell of some sort. Yeah. That's unfortunate we can't actually cast the spell, but doesn't really matter. Let's hope he hits a land here. We got there, guys. Nice.